showing you a really bright unicorn design. It's not pastel, but a little bit richer in color, which you don't see all of that often, and actually I think it shows off the bright pristine white of the unicorn's face a lot more. And then I've got just some little silver accents. I've got the classic unicorn horn type design on the pinky and the thumbnail with a rainbow background. In general, it just oozes unicorny classicness, so I hope you guys love it. All the colors I used are from DoubleDip, and I'll put all their color names down below. But the blue, the green, and the yellow have this amazing glitter in them, and I love those like extra super much more than anything else because the color is just so rich, and the glitter isn't like a silver glitter or gold glitter or a different tone. It's just beautiful. So if nothing else, definitely look at those ones, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!
So I'm going to begin on the middle nail with the color Victorian Cameo, which is just a super, super glittery silver. And this one is actually silver. It's really nice and bright though. It's just a very intense glitter though, covers beautifully. So that's my background layer behind my little unicorn. And now I'm going to sculpt the head of my unicorn with some white acrylic. So this is on a nail form backing, and I'm going to be just kind of roughing it in. And then as it starts to set up, kind of slowly find my different shapes. So when I say slowly find them, a lot of times I'll just kind of let my brush, because it's got a nice round belly to it, sort of fill in the shapes as I go. And then I'm going to be sculpting in a little bit of an eyelid on my unicorn. That part is completely optional. It's just a little extra 3D layer. If you wanted to keep it on a simple side, you could skip that part. And then I'm going to add a little hint of pink with thulian mittlets on the cheek of my unicorn and really blend that out. You don't want it to be an intense pink. You want it to be just this ever so slight pretty blush on her cheek. And then I'm going to use a bunch of different colors. The first one is going to be ink blotch, and that's one of those that I said is one of the colors that I just absolutely adore because the glitter is so unique, and it's hard to explain it exactly, but it isn't, like I said, it doesn't have an undertone of color. It's just the color. So it's very pretty, and so that's the first color, and I'm going to just do kind of that first little bit of her mane that comes forward and falls over her forehead. And then after that part's done, I'm going to go into the next stripe, which is going to be a green stripe, and that's with the color Fairy Green. And that's another one, so pretty. And apply that. Just kind of bring it up and over, kind of tuck it in as you go. I'm using a 3D sculpting monomer when I'm doing this, and that is one that it sets up very quickly, and it makes it so doing something like this can be done very fast, and you can really build some height. So that is something that, just in case you guys have never tried that before, I plan on mentioning it quite a bit more in a video coming up soon and just going over that specific monomer that I've been using lately because it has been a real game changer. And so then the next color I'm going to be using is called Cold Snap, which is the yellow, and then Sunset Sky, which is my orange. And unfortunately, just for the sake of the design, the Sunset Orange does not have a glitter element to it. And if you are planning on doing a design like this and you have that happen to you where all of your colors have a glitter to them and one doesn't or something, and you want them to all look a little bit more cohesive, what you can do is there's a couple things. One, you can mix a little bit of glitter into a small section, into like a dappen dish. You can take some of your color that you're planning on using and just mix in a little bit of a glitter or a flake to give it that same effect, or you can add a thin layer of glitter to the top of it, either with a glitter gel polish or another layer of acrylic that happens to be a sheer one with a glitter tone to it. So that's two things that you could do to fix that problem. But I actually have 3 colors in this particular design as far as in the main go that don't have much of a glitter, or maybe it's just 2. It's the purple and the orange that don't have much of a glitter. And when it's 2 of them, it didn't bother me, but if it was really just one, I probably would have had to do something about it. So now the next 2 colors are Hazel Grace, which is my purple, and then Lovely Pink. And Lovely Pink does have a bit of a glitter tone to it, so that one does fall into my glitter category. And that one isn't as much. I just have the one little bit of that pink color in the mane, kind of right below or right behind where the ear is going to eventually be, and then just the very tip of the mane. So not too much of the pink color. I don't know why, but I didn't feel like I wanted to make this whole design overly pink. I wanted it to be more focused on some of the other colors, and I'm usually a pink person, so I don't know what exactly the feeling was behind that, but that's where it was. But now going to my color Victorian Cameo again, which is the same color that I used on the background of this nail, I'm going to be sculpting her horn. Just pressing it in from side to side. The glitter, because it is so abundant, makes it a little bit difficult to get a super nice, like sharp point on the end of the horn, but I think that's okay. She doesn't have to be dangerous. But then I'm going to be sculpting her ear with some more of just my white, and then using that Thulian mittlets color again, which is such a nice kind of a natural pink. I'm going to add a little bit of color inside her ear and then just a touch of it on her eyelid. And then with the color ink blotch, which is the darker blue, I'm going to be just adding a little line for her lash line. So instead of using black, just using that blue, I think makes the whole thing more intensely colorful. And I'm going to do the same thing on her nostrils. So first starting out with a layer of white to add the 3D element of the outside ring of her nostril, but then filling in just with a little smidge of the ink blotch. And then we're going to be gluing our unicorn to the nail with some nail glue, and then filling in behind it with a little bit of clear acrylic to make sure it's not going anywhere. Now we're going to be adding all of our details with some acrylic paint. And I just want to say that this nail, just on its own, with or without the other ones, but this one specifically would make an adorable ring or necklace pendant, just on its own. So we're going to be doing some little details here and there with our white acrylic, and then adding a little bit of black here and there around the edges. Not too much. You don't want to overdo the black outlining here. You want to keep it all very subtle, very light, because if you do kind of overdo it with the black, it'll make the whole design look heavy and weighed down. And since we do have a darker color scheme for her mane, you don't want the whole thing to get too dark. Then apply a layer of glossy gel top coat over her horn in the background and some matte over the rest of Ms. Unicorn. And now on our thumb and pinky, we're going to create a rainbow of colors from the purple to the orange. So we're going to do hazel grace and then ink blotch. And let's see if I can remember all these names just off the top of my head. And then fairy green, which is that green color. And I will have all of these listed below in the description box, as well as my discount code and all that fun stuff, if you do want to look at any of them. But these middle few are absolutely my favorites. And then the color Cold Snap. My memory sometimes amazes me. I'm surprised, actually. And then lastly, layer of Sunset Sky. And then we're going to apply a layer of gel sealer over this nail. Don't worry about filing or buffing this one, because it's going to get some 3D stuff on top of it, so it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. And now using a thick, clear gel, we're going to be adding our unicorn horn texture. So you want a gel that is non-leveling. So this means it's not one that is a builder gel, or some of them are sometimes called smooth gel or floating gel. There's a bunch of different names, but you want one that has a nice body to it and will not move. And there's some that are specifically marketed for creating this type of art. So if you can find one of those, that is the sweet spot. So do that, and then just apply all of those like so. After you get them all done, cure. If the gel you're using does have a tendency to level a little bit, you just have to flash cure after each section. On the index nail, I'm going to create a gradient from hazel grace to ink blotch. So that's from the purple to the blue, blending the blue up over the top of my purple just a little bit. And I'm trying to keep this file free. I did not file anything in this design, which is a little bit unusual. I guess I did puff that one just a little bit, but I was trying to keep everything from needing to be filed. And then the ring nail from fairy green to Cold Snap. And those colors blended together so beautifully. I think the fact that they both had that glitter background to them made it so that the transition from one color to the next, I mean, you guys saw that. It was amazing. It just went so effortlessly. And that is the whole design. I am probably going to end up making that unicorn horn into a ring for somebody. I have a couple people that I know that are unicorn obsessed and would definitely appreciate that. So that may have to happen. And here is a Melody Minute.
Not pastel, and usually when you see, oh my goodness, why?
I don't know.
Jeez Louise. Let me just touch your face all over. Let me just touch your face. Is this okay? Can I just touch your face?
Yeah.
How about I touch your face?
I know.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching. That day, Melody had been touching my face nonstop for like 3 hours straight, and I had had enough. But anywho, I hope you guys love this design, and I'll see you next time. Bye!